Hey friends, it's Laura. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, or if you are new here, thank you so much for finding me on YouTube. In today's plant video, we're going to be talking about my greenhouse cabinet. This was a DIY thrift store project, and I am so happy with how it turned out. I was thinking about doing something like this for a while, and finally I just went for it. This is like a miniature greenhouse for my plants that really love humidity and warmth and extra light. I love how it's sort of a display case. Right now I mostly have alocasias and hoyas in there, and they are loving it so far. So in today's video, I'm gonna explain how I DIY'd this greenhouse cabinet, as well as do a little tour of all the plants that are inside so you can see how well they are doing. All right, so I'm gonna zoom you in right away. I just wanted to quickly show you the shape of the cabinet. I love that it's like this wide, open shape, and I love the little feet at the bottom. I think they're so cute. I feel like this cabinet is probably 70s, but I actually have no idea when it was made. Obviously, I could have chosen any cabinet that has a glassed-in section, but I love that this is just all glass, tons of room for plants. Before I open up the cabinet, I'm gonna just show you that this section is at 82% humidity and this section is at 85% humidity, which is really high, especially considering that my room humidity is 45% right now. So even without running a humidifier, this cabinet is making a huge difference for the level of humidity for these plants. So to transform this from a regular cabinet to a greenhouse cabinet, I installed these grow lights. I had these grow lights already on another shelf that I got rid of because I put all the plants in here. So they're just screwed into the top, and then the wire goes down. You can see it there, down, down, down. And then there's actually a hole in the bottom of the cabinet, which I'll show you. There's a hole at the bottom of the cabinet, and then I just covered it with tape to keep as much humidity as I can. There's some hoya vines growing already all the way over here. So there's a hole like that on each side of the cabinet. And the sliding doors to the cabinet are in no way airtight. They definitely let a little bit of humidity out, but that's okay. All right, I'm now gonna show you the plants that I have in the cabinet, as well as some growth updates that I've noticed since putting the plants in the cabinet. This is my Hoya carnosa Crimson Queen, and I haven't noticed any new leaves, but there is the beginning of some leaves right here. This whole vine did shoot out since putting it in the cabinet, which is exciting. Hoya Wyetii, I haven't, to be honest, noticed any new, oh, there is some tiny growth points at the end there, probably the beginning of new leaves, so that's cool. Alocasia Black Velvet, she is always doing great, and before I had her in the cabinet, she was in sort of an aquarium situation, so she's happy. These baby leaves are little corms that I replanted in the pot after they sprouted, and overall I think she's doing really great. Time will tell whether she gets a lot larger now that she has more of a greenhouse situation. I really hope she does. This is one of my favorite plants, and to be honest, alocasia were one of the most motivating factors for me to get a greenhouse situation. I just got an alocasia cuprea, which is in the other section, which I will show you, but I know that alocasia do so much better with tons of humidity, and I love alocasia a lot. So I've been babying this one and she's been thriving. So now I want all of my alocasia to thrive, and I'm really excited to see how they do in this new situation. This is just my regular Hoya carnosa green. I haven't noticed any growth on her, and this plant hasn't grown in a while for me. So I'm hoping that this greenhouse situation will really boost the growth and get her going, maybe even blooming. I have my Propagations. I put these in there because these are water propagation, and I figured why not have the water evaporate into the cabinet and boost the humidity a little bit. So there's some pothos, there's some, yeah, nothing too exciting. Hoya australis, neon pothos, some philodendron Brazil. Nothing too exciting, but still fun. This is my Hoya australis Lisa. This is a new-ish plant for me. My husband bought it for me. These two leaves are brand new, as well as this tendril. So I'm really hopeful that we're gonna see a lot more growth from this plant. This plant honestly probably doesn't need to be in a greenhouse situation, but she is. I'm spoiling her for now. And these are some more little water propagations. This is Philodendron Dark Lord and Aglaonema Aurora, I believe. So again, same situation as the other propagations. I figured why not put them in here so that the evaporating water can benefit the plants. Okay, my Hoya Carey, I have talked about this plant a lot on my channel. She likes to do nothing. I really hope that the boost of humidity helps her, keeps her happy. She's in this new little pot. This new leaf grew in a high humidity situation that I had her in before this, and so that gives me hope. I'm hoping that she will continue to grow now that she has a lot more humidity. Hoya carnosa, Crimson Princess. To be honest, I haven't, oh, there is a new leaf right there. I don't know if you can see it. That's coming in, so that's brand new. That's since putting her in the cabinet. And that's about all, but hey, that's pretty good. Hoya publicalis, I don't notice any new growth. I think this tendril is new though. I don't remember this tendril from when I put this plant in the cabinet. However, it looks really like dry. This is maybe new. This plant hasn't grown a ton for me recently, so hopefully we'll see something. Hoya retusa put out this really long tendril and this really long tendril since being in the cabinet. So far she's really happy. This is my only Hoya that I've ever had bloom for me, so I'm hoping that she'll bloom soon as well. I'm hoping that all of my Hoyas bloom now that they're in a cabinet, but we'll see. On to the other side of the cabinet. Yes, there is mirrors in the back of the cabinet. That's kind of like a retro thing, but actually I think it's useful because it's reflecting the grow light. So in theory, the plants would be getting more light, I think, but for the video it is kind of distracting because there's like two of me. We have a couple propagations as well. Here I have a begonia silver dollar propagation. I am constantly propagating this plant in terrariums and in jars and in other really high humidity situations. But as an experiment, I just have it on its own in this cabinet. And it does have some little sprouts coming right here. That's kind of how it usually grows. It grows out from the leaf that you're propagating. So we'll see. I'm hopeful. The leaf did crisp up, but again, it's a propagating leaf, so we'll see. If I could grow this plant just out in the open in the cabinet, that would be really cool, and I might have to get a few more begonia. We'll see. This is Philodendron Micans propagations, and they are growing so slow, so I put it in there, even though obviously this is a high humidity situation. This is my alocasia silver dragon scale. It had a second leaf. This is the second leaf. These aren't even that hard to find anymore. I probably could just go buy a big one, but I'm kind of committed to this one for now. We'll see. We'll see. If I see one in store that's really huge, I might have to just add this to that one. So stay tuned for that. I hope it's not dead. This is one of my $1 rescue plants. So if it is dead, it's not the end of the world, but I would like it to grow. This is my Philodendron Brandy. I've talked about this plant a lot on my channel as kind of one of my struggle plants. I had two little babies and I combined them into one pot and put them in the greenhouse cabinet in the hopes that we will see some new growth. There is a teeny tiny growth point right there, little tiny growth point. So I don't know if that's a leaf or a stem or an aerial root. We'll have to see. It's so tiny. But that's cool. Something's happening. It's obviously loving the humidity. I've heard from others that this does love humidity. We will see. Next is my one and only anthurium. I don't have any other anthuriums. I don't know a lot about anthuriums, but I know they love humidity. So this beauty has been in there. It did pop out this new leaf since being in the cabinet. It's a really tiny leaf, but hopefully it gets larger. This one grew, I was amazed at how much this one grew after it had opened up. So as I said, I'm still learning. I might get more anthurium now that I have a cabinet. We'll see. And this is my Xanthosoma lindenii, I believe is what it's called. It popped out this new leaf since being in the cabinet. I know that this plant is a caladium and they love humidity, so I'm really hoping that this will be a good move for this plant as well. This was one of my $1 rescue plants too, but this one's doing a lot better than the silver dragon, obviously. And here is my Hoya carnosa compacta. I don't notice any new growth on this one, so hopefully it's still coming. This is one of my Philodendron Paraiso Verde propagations. It doesn't have any variegation, so I'm hoping that, you know, increased warmth, increased light, increased humidity will get this plant going and have some beautiful variegated leaves. I'm trying, I'm hoping for the best. last but not least is my new alocasia cuprea. And honestly, after I bought this plant, I bought this cabinet. Like, I had been looking for cabinets for a while, but I definitely was much more motivated. Once I got an alocasia cuprea, I've been looking for a cuprea for a while, but they were always way out of my price range. And now that they're becoming more common, I was able to get one for $15, which for me was reasonable. It popped out, actually no, this new leaf was on it when I put it in the cabinet, but there is a new little leaf coming in. This leaf was missing a chunk when I bought it, but that's okay. This leaf is absolutely perfect and I just stare at it all the time. I love it so much. And I'm really, really excited to see this leaf harden off. This right now is definitely one of my favorite plants. I'm in love. And I'm so happy that I got a cabinet for it, because I think honestly, this plant probably needs the extra humidity, so I'm really excited to watch this one grow. All right, that is all from me for today. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. It helps me out a lot, and it means you'll get a notification when I make a new video. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.